Hi, I'm Dr. Murphy with Spa Day Bound, and today we're going to create your policy and procedure for your business for sexual inappropriate behavior. Thank you for joining me today. Let's look first at the policy. The policy is the stance that the company is going to take, and I have suggested 3 different options: a zero tolerance policy, an aggressive policy, and an undefined policy. A zero tolerance policy would indicate that there's no joking allowed between the massage therapist and the client. Obviously, no touching would be appropriate. No compliments. You have great hands is okay. You're pretty. I like your hair is not okay. And under a zero tolerance policy, you would not accept any direct or indirect suggestions or solicitations. Under an aggressive policy, the company might determine that some level of joking is acceptable and maybe some types of compliments are also acceptable. Just because someone says that you're pretty or that they like your hair doesn't necessarily mean that they are actually hitting on you, although I would often suggest that something like you're pretty is probably a little bit closer to a hitting on someone than not. But we also have women who compliment women. I'm sure men compliment men in their own way, so some compliments might be considered okay, and there might be some room for joking, but zero direct indirect suggestions on solicitations would fall under the category of an aggressive policy. And again, no touching, no grabbing, no groping, no pulling of the massage therapist. The final one would be an undefined policy where the massage therapist is really completely empowered to handle the situation, but still you would not want to allow any type of inappropriate touch. That's just off. Under any circumstances, no massage therapist should ever be touched or grabbed by by a client. But under an undefined, the massage therapist might be completely okay with handling how to do jokes, doesn't have any problems, but if there is a direct solicitation, then the massage therapist as a professional should automatically know to stop that service. Let's go ahead and take a look at the action steps or the procedure that the company, including the massage therapist, the management, and the front desk, should take in the situation that something occurs within the treatment room. The first encounter of a client or patient or a guest makes something inappropriate or says something inappropriate, that first step should be considered an educational opportunity from the staff to that guest. Unfortunately, today we have major publications making it appear appropriate that massage therapists engage in certain behaviors. We all know that's not true, but the guest might be a little misinformed. So by taking that first encounter as an opportunity, you can help educate that guest to know what is and is not appropriate. So what I like to do is before the client, if the client has made a statement before they get on my massage table, I like to take a step back. If that client is on the massage table, I remove my hands and I break contact. So that's the first step you want to take. Changing your behavior, changing what you're doing, stopping and being very direct and letting that client know the policy of the company. We have a zero tolerance policy on jokes. We have an aggressive policy on inappropriate touching of the massage therapist. So let them know right away what is the specific action that they took place. Step 1, stop. Step 2, name the specific action. Step 3, if that was to continue, we would have to stop the service. As soon as you've made that statement, go right back into either massaging or having the guest fill out paperwork. Whatever it was that was happening, resume. So that way there's no opportunity for any long awkward moments, no long silences, just, hey, you know what? I gave you the information. This is what we expect from you. Okay, now here we go. Let's go back to what we were doing. At that point, there's no other reason to continue engaging. Just let it go. Okay, you've educated, let it go. If this initial encounter started at the front desk or over the phone, should that front desk provide that information to the massage therapist? I'm going to go ahead and say yes, you should open communication and just say, hey, I was booking this appointment and I booked this client with you. They did say this over the phone, but I told them about the policy and what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and then they were just fine. I just wanted to let you know. However, if on the phone, the person or at the front desk completely goes, I want a happy ending, then you should probably not book that appointment with that patient. It just seems like common sense to me. That's if someone's directly engaging in solicitation and they are telling you directly what they want, they probably should not be in your establishment anyways. So then you would not book the appointment, or you would cancel the appointment and tell management or tell the massage therapist why that was canceled right away. But yes, communicate with the massage therapist so that way they know what they could be potentially walking into, and that way they know that you've already told them what the company policy is. If the client engages a second time after they've already been notified of the company policy, then it is appropriate to end that service immediately. So in the process of ending that service, this is where the company needs to have a conversation with the staff as to who you're going to go to, because once you stop as a massage therapist, you should not have to re-engage with that client. So when you stop, you inform the client that you are ending the session and they should get dressed. As a massage therapist, you walk up either to your supervisor, your front desk, or to your management, whoever the company has decided. You let them know that you have stopped the massage because of the company policy violation, naming the specific behavior, telling them that you told the client already what was expected and that they continued with that behavior. At that point, the company should already know who is going to greet that client at their massage room. Is it the front desk? Is it the supervisor? Is it management? Whoever it is, the massage therapist should go to the designated zone, either the break room, maybe it's their car, whatever the company and the staff thinks is appropriate, to get that massage therapist out of the situation, changing hands into management, a very much more serious violation, because apparently massage therapists might not be serious enough to say no, but management is to some people. So get management or supervisor, whoever it is, and have them greet the guest and then have the guest escorted out. Now, should you accept payment from that client? Personally, I don't want to have that client's money at all. I don't want anything to do with that client. I've ended that service. They've done something to the point where I felt like it was necessary for me to leave. Therefore, I don't want to have anything to do with that payment. Some companies might perceive that situation a little bit differently, especially if, the massage therapist is now losing their income because that person was being inappropriate. So that should also be written into your policy and procedure as well. It also depends on your policy as to whether that client gets permanently removed or not. If you have a zero tolerance policy or an aggressive policy, I would probably assume that you're going to go ahead and put that client on a do not return list. If you have more of an undefined situation and the massage therapist may be a little bit more sensitive to certain actions, then maybe you might want to put that guest with a different massage therapist and see if the same thing happens. That, again, needs to be clearly defined within your company policy and procedure so that way everyone knows how to react after that service has been ended. After a situation like this has occurred, it's very important from a management point of view that you're able to control how much information gets out to the staff. This is not something that everyone needs to gossip or talk about. Have that conversation with the massage therapist or the supervisor or whoever else was involved, because we still do have to maintain certain guidelines as to what we discuss about different clients and guests that come to see us. Now, if the client has been removed, end of the story, we don't have to deal with it, no more communication, it's been handled, it's done. If that company has a more of an undefined policy and that guest is coming back, then you might want to have that conversation with their next therapist, just so that way they know what's going on. But it's not appropriate to share this information on Facebook. It's not appropriate to share this information with other people. It needs to stop with you and be done. However, there are certain situations to where you should be calling the police. No massage therapist should be groped. No massage therapist should have their hands moved and forced on another person. Now, I know I have people who come to me and go, oh, this spot right here, and that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. But if it's grabbing a groin, oh, my groin is tight, come feel it. No, that's not appropriate. So you might want to build into this policy when you will call the cops and file a complaint. If there's any biohazards ever left anywhere inside of the business, the police should be reported right away. And you know what? I called the cops one time. I did not call 911. I called the non-emergency because my life was not in danger. And I was told that I should have called 911 right away, so a police report wasn't filed. So that's going to have to be up to your town, your culture, and where you live as to, do you call the non-emergency? Do you call 911? You should also feel, that you can go ahead and contact your police department and ask them, what do they prefer in a situation that someone leaves biohazards on a massage table or somewhere else in the office? Should you call 911 only if they physically come in contact with a massage therapist? What works best for the police department is absolutely something okay for you to engage and have that conversation with that police department and find out what is it that, how do they want to be approached in those situations. We should never blame the massage therapist for any of these situations that have occurred. This is not anything that the massage therapist has done wrong. This is 100% a client. If that massage therapist follows those procedures and communicates, then this is something that guest, that client, has to deal with. And it is okay to call the cops, and it is okay to ask for justice, because you already provided that information and that education that this is unacceptable. So don't hold back if a situation is serious enough to where the cops should be contacted, and let the staff know at that point that they are safe, they are protected, and you support them and you support their decisions. Because sometimes massage therapists don't feel supported by management to end situations. I also want to point out that if a massage therapist ends a service because of inappropriate sexual behavior, they must tell management or the supervisors, whoever it is in your policy and procedure. If they fail to provide that information and they end that service early, I'm going to suggest you write that therapist up. I'm going to be very serious about that, and I'm sorry if that hurts anyone's feelings, but some massage therapists might take advantage of ending a service early just because they want to end a service early, and if they get caught, they might go, oh, well, something inappropriate had happened. That is not okay on any circumstances. If a service is ended early for any reason, the client falls, you probably don't want to have that client, on your floor, and you probably shouldn't get them back up on the table again. You probably should end that service and make sure that they're okay. So anytime you end a service, it should go to management or supervisors right away and enact those policies and procedures. So if, as a massage therapist, you end a service, you got to tell someone why. And not just go in the break room and be like, adios, I'm going to go eat some Snickers. No, you need to talk to management and you need to explain everything. So I'm going to be a bit of a stickler on that. Communication is vital. It's important. We are professionals and we have that ability to enact ending that service because we're professionals and we know what's right and what's wrong. So don't take advantage of it. All right. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a fabulous day. Bye.